What is up, everyone? Chris Van Buren here, and in today's video we're going to talk about how landing pages can actually increase your customer generation exponentially. So let's dive right into it and talk about what a landing page is and how it can actually increase your conversion rate on your website. So a landing page is essentially a specific website that your customers are actually going to go to in order to perform a certain action. Now that action can typically be an opt-in or giving some information, and what they receive out of it is usually like an ebook or a video tutorial or something. And in the contractor space, it's typically going to be something like an opt-in to receive some sort of an inspection on their home, their roof, their gutters, their windows, something to deal with their home, to receive some sort of an inspection. But then the question comes in is, why do we even use a landing page to begin with? Why not just use our generic website? Now, let's get into a few reasons exactly why it is going to be really important for you to actually have those landing pages and what they actually can really mean for your customer generation. So I want you to think about your website as sort of like a maze, okay? And as your customers come to your website or maze, they are going to be bombarded with a bunch of information. And essentially, the only thing we really ever want our customers to do when they ever come to our website is to opt in and take a certain action on a certain website, a certain page. And so by utilizing those landing pages, what you're doing is eliminating that confusion that happens when your customers go to your website. Because think about it, when they go to your website, you typically have it set up because it's for your business and you've got a lot of information on there. A lot of times people will have, a lot of companies will have about their company, why their company is important, who they work with, what financing they have, what their services are, and especially if you're in the contracting space, your service list can actually be pretty lengthy if you do more than just say roofing. If you do windows, gutters, siding, even spray foam insulation. So if you can imagine, your customers are now trying to find that way through the maze, and really you just want them to go from one point A to point B. You want them to fill out an inspection. So as they go to your website, what happens is they get lost or they get confused or they start clicking on other things. And so what can actually happen is your customers can actually get lost on your website and not perform that action. And what they end up doing is going to a competitor's website and filling their information out because they made it easier for them to actually get through their ecosystem. So another reason why you actually want to have landing pages set up instead of just your generic website is especially if you are running paid traffic to your site. And what I mean by that is if you're doing Facebook or if you're doing Google ads, you want to make sure that you have specific landing pages for each specific service. So it does a couple things, and let's go through a small short list of exactly why those landing pages for your paid traffic are going to be really much more successful. So reason number one, it stops your customers from going to your website, your main website. We want our customers, especially for running paid traffic, to go to a very specific page to take a very specific action. It allows us to convert our customers a lot better and a lot faster and more efficiently, and it allows us to maximize those dollar spend. Reason number two is it's going to allow us to actually track which conversion method, which method we're generating those leads from is going to be the best. Now, obviously, both methods can be effective. Facebook and Google marketing are very, very effective if you do them right. But it allows you to say, okay, all my leads that are coming from Facebook are costing me this much, and all my leads that are coming from Google are costing me this much. So you can actually have separate landing pages for each separate service and track the conversion rates that way. You always want to make sure that whatever you do, any type of paid advertising that you set up, that you have those specific landing pages, because figuring out which lever to pull and which way you need to pull it is going to be the most critical. Reason number three is it allows you to actually track the ad spend dollars and maximize that, and actually can increase the frequency that your ads are being shown. And this is particularly true on Facebook. If Facebook has your ad set up and you are sending people to just your website, it can actually track the conversion rates, and it does that through what's called the Facebook Pixel. And if your conversion rates are not being high or not high, and Facebook sees that as your ads are running, it's actually going to lower the frequency that is being shown to all your customers. And you don't want that. We want to always, anytime we're running, for instance, Facebook ads, we want to make sure that that frequency is up there so people are continuing to see your ads. And so if we have a specific landing page that is actually creating conversions, Facebook can track that and see those numbers and say, oh, we're actually getting really good results from this. Let's continue to show this ad and actually put it in a category where it gets shown and not just buried in the pile of ads. So that's going to be really important to be able to maximize your ad spend dollars on the front end so that on the back end, your ads are being shown more frequently and you're actually getting higher conversions. So that leads directly into number 4, which is going to be increasing your conversion rates and just general marketing return on investment altogether. Anytime you do, like I said, anytime you do marketing, you always want to make sure that you have your investment give you a return on investment. And it's important to make sure that your conversion rates are consistently looked at and you consistently optimize those. And you do that through optimizing your landing pages for better conversions. For instance, if you send your customer to a landing page and you're not getting the conversions that you want, it may be because the landing page is not set up correctly. And so it allows you to basically change elements on that landing page instead of not knowing what you need to change to get your conversions. Again, anything that you do as far as investment in marketing always has to generate that return on investment. So being able to optimize your landing pages and consistently increase your conversion rate is really what is going to drive your return on investment. And reason number 5, which is really going to let that Facebook Pixel do what it does best and do its work. If you don't know much about the way the Facebook Pixel works, essentially what it does is anytime somebody goes to your website or, again, a specific landing page, essentially what it does is it pixels the person that goes there. It tracks all their movement, tracks where they go, tracks what landing page they go, which ones they've seen, and it allows you to actually create conversions so that way not only can you show your ads to similar people and then get more conversions on the back end, but it allows you to see what they did. So let's say, for instance, you send your customer to a landing page and they don't fill out the form or they don't get to the thank you page, which then converts them into a lead. You can actually track that and then you can optimize your landing pages and see where people are getting stuck in your quote-unquote sales funnel. But also what it does is it allows you to send those people to a landing page, and if they don't opt in, then you can send them what are called retargeting ads, which are basically saying, hey, we saw you went to this page, but you didn't opt in, you didn't fill out the form, don't forget to fill out the form, or here's an incentive to fill out this form. So what you can do is basically create a unique customer experience for basically any person that comes to your landing pages and really amp up the conversion rates and consistently hit more people with more and more ads, which is really what you want to do if you're getting into the paid traffic. Okay, so now with all that being said and done, there is a big difference between a good landing page and a bad landing page. So let's go over a few of the things that actually really make a landing page really successful. The first thing here is it's going to talk about more your offer and not really the company so much. Now bear with me here because branding is important, and let me make that clear. Anytime you do anything, you always want to make sure your branding is available, your branding is there, and everything is congruent. But when we send somebody to a landing page, we want them to take action. We don't want to tell them everything about our company. We can give them some information, but we don't want them to get lost. We want them to basically figure out exactly what they need to do and not so much go into the deep things about your company. Now you can send them to that page after they filled out the form, but you want to make sure that you talk more about your offer and what you are trying to get your customers to do and not so much your company. Now, reason number 2 is it's going to be focus free and free of any distractions. Now, what do I mean by that? Now, again, we talked about earlier that anytime you send somebody to your website or your maze, that people can actually get lost and they can go and click on different things. They can click on different elements like your who, what, where. And we don't want them to do that. We want them to fill out the form. So the landing page allows us to keep our customers and our prospects free of any sort of distraction from going away from that landing page and not filling out the form. So by making sure that we make those very specific, we can keep our customers in our funnels and making sure that they do the actions that we actually want them to do. Okay, and reason number 3 is they're going to typically have really easy to fill out forms. Most landing pages are going to take something like your name, your email, your phone number, and especially in the contractor world, you're typically going to want something like an address, and you may ask them if they have insurance, but you want to make sure that they're easy to fill out. You don't want this lengthy form that's going to take them 45 minutes to fill out like they're going to the DMV. We don't want that. We want to make sure that your customers have a very unique and nice, easy experience. The easier you make the form to fill out on the front end, the more customers you're going to get on the back end. Because if somebody goes to your website and sees this landing page that's got 50 million things they got to fill out, they're typically going to leave. But if it's something that's really easy, they can give you a few pieces of information and then move on, that's really what you want to make it much more powerful. And reason number 4 is it's going to speak directly to your target audience. Let's say you're a roofing contractor and you offer storm damage inspection, you offer roof repair, you offer leak repair, or let's say even offer some sort of gutter service. Do you think that you actually want to send, especially if you're doing paid advertising, you want to send every single one of those customers to the same landing page? Well, you might. But what I can guarantee is you're going to get much higher conversion rates if you send them to a specific landing page for each one of those services. So let's say you have that you're offering, you want to run an ad for some sort of leak repair. Well, you want to send them to a landing page that basically talks about leak repair. You wouldn't want to send them to a page that talks about, okay, let's do a free inspection on your metal roof, okay? We want to make sure that we're tailoring the user experience to wherever the service that they opted in for. So if you're running an ad for, let's say, storm damage, you would want to send them to a landing page that talks about, you guessed it, storm damage. That's really what is going to create that user experience and create it unique and make it so it's going to be a lot higher opt-in rate for your potential customers. Last thing that you want to make sure that you have with your landing pages to make them successful is typically a thank you page. Now, most landing pages are going to have those, but you may say, well, why do I even need a thank you page? Well, thank you pages are just essentially a handshake between you and your potential customer to say, hey, thanks for taking the time to check our website out, fill out the form, and move to the next process. If you went to a customer's house and sold them a deal, or sold them a new roof, or sold them an inspection, you wouldn't just say, here, fill this form out, okay, have a nice day. You would typically say, hey, thank you so much. We're really excited to work with you. We're really happy. Let's get you moved on to the next step. So you would want to make sure that that user experience is exactly the same on your website, especially if they're going to fill out forms. Anytime you have a landing page, always send them to a thank you page. Another thing that you can do with a thank you page is, again, like we talked about earlier with that Facebook pixel, is allow you to now, if they go to the thank you page, you can put a pixel event on that thank you page as a quote-unquote lead. So now what you can do is you can create conversion campaigns to actually have Facebook optimize for people to make it to that specific landing page. And Facebook, because it's wonderful with its AI technology, can actually find customers who will make it to that thank you page. But if you don't have that event firing on your thank you page, or you don't have a thank you page, Facebook is not going to know how to optimize that conversion campaign for you. So that's another reason why having those thank you pages is going to be really cool and really critical to be able to have a successful landing page for your website. Okay, so that's it. That's basically the rundown on why landing pages are going to be really important for your business and really important for your company if you want to make a user experience that's great and wonderful and neat for every single person that comes to your site, your website, or comes through your paid traffic. We all want to make sure that we're filling our customer pipeline with potential leads, but we need to make sure that we do it with the best, easiest, and most convenient way possible for our customers. And using landing pages is really going to do that and really amp up the potential that you have for a customer conversion into a lead, which then ends up turning into a job for you, especially in the contractor world. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment in the comments below if you're currently using landing pages within your business and how they've helped you grow and how they've helped you optimize anything that you're doing within your business. As always, hit that subscribe button and the bell to receive new notifications when new videos come alive every week, and I hope you all have a great day. Thank you so much.